And just like that, the final episode of the recording session has begun. Welcome back to Residents of Fate. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, sick of hitting Sega commentary. When we last left off, we were delivering presents to children, of all things. Yeah, I just imagine, like, for those of you, like, if, like, anyone's just, like, tuning in for the first time, like, maybe, like, you happen to, for some reason, come across this video, like, the search engine, never heard of Residents of Fate before, how are you reacting to this? You know, this, idea of a bunch of people dressed in, like, reindeer suits delivering presents to children. It probably doesn't even match the thumbnail that I use for the series, does it? I don't know, just one of those things. I don't know, for those of you who are, like, tuning in for the first time, like, for all I know, this could be your first video on the channel. Yeah, your first video. Wow, I barely hit that guy. Or girl, I should say. This could be your first video on the channel, in which case, welcome to the channel and whatnot, but it's not normally like this. This is just like a super relaxed chapter. I believe they're doing this because the next chapter is probably going to be super intense, and it's the calm before the storm. But yeah, we've almost completed the chapter. Actually, despite the fact that this is a super simple chapter and everything, this has actually been going on for pretty long. Like, the first chapter we beat in, like, the first 2 episodes. Now, or not the first chapter, the previous chapter. Some chapters have been pretty long, but it's no big deal. Exuberant girl, here's your 2, whatchamacallit, Merry Christmas. For a second, I thought she was like Mayuri from Steins Gate. Mayuri, the classic character, and probably one of Hanazawa Kanna's most famous characters in the modern era. I don't know, I say modern era, like she's been doing anime since 1972. She's not even really that old in the grand scheme of things. I think that's all of them, though, so we can leave. I was like jiggling the mouse to make sure that, like, my computer didn't, like, go to sleep during this recording session. I was running into this. I don't know. Anyway, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, something like, well, the thing is, they've been slowly but surely, like, showing more and more of, like, the story and everything. We're starting to get everything. We know just what the cardinals are. They're like the religious figures and everything. With Zenis, the god of this place, and they have, like, they're living on here. And this is a really terrible summary, isn't it? And like Rowan, some children haven't received presents yet. What are you talking about? We delivered all the presents, man. We delivered all of them. I had to have missed one room. There's just got to be this one room that I missed. I don't know where it is. Now it's time to play Search and Destroy, I suppose. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go, like, a full clockwise there. We didn't go through the yellow path, did we? No, yes we did. We went through the yellow path. We had to have. Maybe we didn't go into the middle room. I thought we did, but I don't think that we did, actually. Let's go through the blue path. I thought we did, but I don't think that we did. That's not, like, the weirdest thing that I've said. That's not even the weird on this channel. That's not saying much. That's not really the weirdest thing to say in general, is it? There we go. Exuberant girl, how's it going? How's it going, Owen? That's just one thing that I said. Like, there was, like, this friend that I had from high school. Well, actually, I still talk to him. A friend from high school that I still talk to now. His name is Owen, and I actually don't really do that anymore. But, like, I used to say, like, "Oh, how's it going, Owen?" I didn't do the laugh, obviously. Anyway, whatever the case may be. I can sort of hear a trace of Jingle Bells in the title, actually. Now that should be all of them. Okay.
2つ余ったね。
それはお前の分。メリークリスマス。アンドハッピーバースデ
ー。覚えてくれてたんだ。
忘れるわけないだろ。俺とリーンベルが初めて会った日だし。
そうだね。
いや、まあ覚えやすい日だし。
ご苦労様。子供たちも大喜びよ。よろしければこの後、大聖堂のクリスマス礼拝に行きませんか？
あれはカーディナルとその近辺のものしか。
あなたたちは私の友人です。 他のカーディナルにお会いできたら紹介いたしましょう。あなたたちの仕事も広がるでしょう。
カーディナルロエンにも会えるでしょうか。
随分な大物を狙うね。
彼は特にこの日の礼拝に熱心です。きっと会えますよ。
Mission complete. We got 10,000 rubies, 30 stars, blue energy hex. Perfect aid. The story mission. What? What? We can save at least, right? Yeah. I want to save first before we do whatever we're about to do. Oh boy. This is... Oh boy, I knew it was too good to be true, like... Oh, you know, it's so simple. Oh, we have to go to Baselica next. We have to go to Baselica, huh? At the level 1. What I want to do is go down to, my, house and then rest and save. For a second, did I must have went up and then down again. Okay, that's probably what happened. I was a bit confused. We're gonna go ahead and save since we just did all that. So, you know, since we're Leanne by her... Oh, wait. Is this... She's not... Oh. I'm gonna hold on to that thought, actually. Because... Oh. Alright, anyway. Let's go ahead and... rest and save and everything else. Hey, I don't want to fight you. You know what? Let's just see. Like, if I were to charge up super hard with the pistol, 34. That did like nothing to her. That did like nothing to them. Yeah, like direct damage in this game sucks. Like it really does legitimate. Okay, stop. That kind of hurt. Let's go to stop. Let me leave, please. Okay, flee from combat. Yes, there we go. Oh boy, man, this should be interesting. Let's go ahead and go to Ebel City and rest and save though, because that's what I want to do. Ebel City, nice and calm. I was surprised that we were going to get a second story mission, because I thought the way it was going to work was this was going to be like a super calm chapter, and then the next chapter is going to be like where everything got super serious. But maybe things are going to get super serious now. I don't know. Should it be maybe it might be a good idea to equip the machine gun on Leanne, just in case we have to like fight by ourselves for a little bit. There's no enemies in Baselica though, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and save. Sweet Home. Actually, the song that played in the previous cutscene was actually the song that played. Like, it's the same song. This one. Yeah, it's called Home Sweet Home is what it's called. Okay, so let's go ahead and save over slot 3. There we go. Save complete. So that way, even if we end up like dying like 8,000 times and have to like reload a bunch of times and we end up losing all of our money, well, guess what? We saved, so we're good. Oh, it never hurts to save. Alright, let's go ahead and leave. We should probably read the story mission though, huh? Let's see what the story mission is. Mission memo, story mission. Head to the Baselica and Chandelier. Alright. That's pretty straightforward. There's like no flavor text, just head bit. That's the most straightforward mission that we've ever had, or mission objective that we've ever had. Just head straight there. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. I feel like something very bad is going to happen, and I'm just going to be like, oh no! I don't know. I like to say that generally speaking, I'm pretty adaptive to the mood of the cutscenes that play and everything. You know, because like, you know, certain cutscenes need certain respect. You shouldn't just, you know, you shouldn't just treat every cutscene the same, and you know, like, oh, I mean, it's nice to like joke, it's nice to like joke and all, and like to We can't go there from. It's nice to like joke around and all, you know, sort of like comic relief, especially like when things get super serious in the game. But you know, oh, we need to go down. We need to go through the other elevator. But you know, it's like you know, sometimes you just have to learn not to crack a joke during certain serious scenes. Oh, just one of those things. I might as well, like, we haven't like read any of the flavor text for this. Artorion's Manor. Cardinal Artorion domicile features a library that houses a veritable sea of rare and valuable books. Barabella's Manor. Cardinal Barabella's residence is said to house a massive kitchen on par with the fanciest of hotels. Yeah, and she's frickin' disgusting as crap. Man, she's so creepy, man. I mean, they did that on purpose, of course, but still. I was going to be like a... Throngs of pilgrims flock to the steps of this cathedral at Basel's apex, but its doors are nearly always kept closed to the public.
Merry Christmas.
貴様、何をしている？彼女を外に出してやってくれ。研究の成果は十分に上がっている。あなたには分かる話だろう。彼女の人生だ。残りの1年だけでも。学者は言葉を選べるのか？
私は見た。すべての人々が自分を生きる。そんな世界。
行かせてやれ。どの道運命は変えられぬ。用事は済んだのか？うん。帰ろう。なぜ生きている？他人の空に実験体20号。いや、あれは確かに復活、再臨、サリバン、私に何を隠している？
Mission complete, 5 stars, a Christmas prayer. Okay, that wasn't too bad for a second, I swear. I thought Rowan was about to pull out a pistol and just freaking blast her head off, but he didn't. Ugh. I feel like I bumped into my thingy. I really need to get a shock mount for my microphone so that it doesn't pick up all the times that I bump into like my desk and everything, or I bump into my pop filter or anything of that sort. Whoa, the music. Has it always been like this? No, yes it has. Okay. For a second I thought that the music got like suddenly intense. Okay, so the way that it seems, Rowan noticed that Leanne is still alive. Calder said something about a number 20. I wonder what that... Or, although, like, reborn, resurrect... Oh, okay, okay. I think that they're going to explain it, maybe. But then, he's got mad at Sullivan, because apparently Sullivan's hiding stuff from him, so he's probably going to get mad at Sullivan, probably end up killing him, I imagine. Actually, one thing I should mention, the next next chapter is chapter 14, isn't it? Oh, that's chapter 14 is special. I'm not quite sure story-wise, but apparently there's like some sort of like amusement park of some sorts, or Or is that chapter 16? There's like some there's supposed to have some sort of like special like amusement park or something from what I've read, or something interesting. What are our levels right now? All right, Leanne is 45, Zephyr is 48, Vashyron is 51. I don't know. So let's see here. But seriously, I legitimately thought Leanne was going to die. I thought she was going to get like blasted in the head or something. Like he's like, "How are you still alive?" That'd be funny. Like because actually, Rowan is voiced by Fujiwara Keiji, who also did the voice of Lad Russo in the Japanese version of Baccano. That'd have been funny if he was like, he just started being like, "Is there a cutscene gonna play?" Okay, hold on.
私が施設を出たあの日もクリスマスだった。先生、なぜ私を騙したんですか？研究は満足のいく結果になりましたか？20人いた子供たち、みんな私を除いて全員。
どうしたの？また風邪ひくよ。
うん、ありがとう。でも先生はなぜ実験体の私たちに一人の人間として接してくれたんですか？なぜ危険を承知で私と一緒に逃げようとしたんですか？先生との最後のクリスマスは二人っきりでしたね。先生はまだお元気ですか？先生の中ではきっと私も死んだことになっているんですよね。
ダメです。サリバンと連絡がつきません。
研究所への確認は？
はい。20個のクォーツは割れているとのことです。
20号のクォーツの真贋の確認は？リーンベルのクォーツの真贋の確認は？
かなり時間がかかりそうです。
まるで測ったかのように姿を消すとは、サリバン。そもそも実験は失敗していたのか。ならば奴は今まで何をしていたのだ。まさか復活、再臨。わからぬ。一体何が起こっているのだ。これは信仰を失い、自分を見失った私への罰なのか。
そんなに自分を責めないで。あなたは今まで自分を犠牲にしてよくやったわ。
ベロニク、教えてくれ。私は理想と現実、どちらを選ぶべきだったのか。
I advanced to the next chapter, no thank you, we still have some side missions to do. Okay, so as I said, things are definitely starting to get intense. Okay, so what's with this, like, so I take it that these 20 experiments were how they figured out, like, that, like, your life force is connected to the quartz. So they probably intended to break Leanne's quartz, and that's how she's still alive. So that's why they expected her to die. It's not like she had some sort of disease or something, but someone somehow ended up taking Leanne's quartz and hiding it so that she didn't get broken, and that's how she survived, maybe. First off, I have to say, the cutscene that happened before Rowan was, like, talking, that was the biggest death flag in the world. Okay, I'm saying it right now, Leanne's going to die. I hate to say it, but she is like, oh, I'm still alive. No, that's what people say in video games and movies when they're about to die. Okay? That's just how it is, I'm sorry. That's, I was about to say, like, oh, since Fujiwara Keiji did the voice of Rowan, he also did the voice of Ladrus and Baccano. Like, that'd be funny. He was like, oh, you know, like, you're like Jack Dempsey or maybe Jack Johnson. You know, you got no, let's see, you know, maybe you're Jack Dempsey or maybe Jack Johnson. You got no technique. I hope you do you know who those people are? I hope you know who those people are. Every red-blooded American should know who those people are. Of course, even if you didn't, you'd still have to pay. Let's get out of here. We already talked to Miranda, so let's go ahead and go to, yeah, he said that in both the English and the Japanese version. I haven't watched, like, Bakuno is actually one of those anime that actually, because it takes place in the U.S. in, like, the 1930s, like, that's probably one of those anime that might be better to watch in English. And from like, the few scenes that I've seen in English, it was actually, a pretty darn good dub, actually, for what it's worth. I don't know, it's just one of those things that's, like, I tend to prefer the Japanese dub for most anime, but, you know, like, I like things that fit. That's like from the little that I've played in Metro 2033, like, because it takes place in Russia, I got the chance to play it in, I switched the language to Russian, because, I don't know, it just felt more authentic than just having people speak in English with Russian accents. I don't know, it's just one of those things. But, oh yeah, that'll be your random Japanese word for the day. Kaze, which, means... Well, I mean, like, it means wind, but, like, in the sense that Zephyr was using it, it's like a cold, like you got sick or something. You might say, oh, why is it the same? Like, wind? Why is the word for wind and cold the same? Why is the word for cold and cold the same in English? Well, there's someone in Cranktown that we need to talk to for medicine, but... okay, I'll install this later. Leave me alone. Frickin' iTunes. Load of crap. Alright, this is the nighttime music. I really like the nighttime music. But actually, I like the daytime music a little bit better. I don't know. I just like the. I don't know. Wait for it. Wait for the solo. Hold on. I really like that. It sounds like an alto sax, actually. Let's go ahead and talk. You look like hunters. I'd like someone to go pick up some books. Actually, a set of pharmacology texts from my doctor friend Warden at Core Lift 2. He's loaning them to me, you see? If you're not busy, can I get you to do that for me? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Go see my doctor on Core Lift 2. Core Lift 2 leads downstairs, or leads to the bottom floor, right? Anyway, whatever the case would be. Yeah, so... I guess now it's time for the random, awkward topic of the recording session as I normally do. Let's go ahead and exit, please. Did I even explain what the sleeper hitter thing was? Oh, yes, I did. For a second, I thought that I forgot about that. I was like, oh, you know, a sleeper hitter, in case you didn't know, and then I got distracted and talked about something else. But yeah, I talked about it. We need to go to Core Lift 2, which we need to go down to elevator. Core Lift 2 is... No, actually, Core Lift 2 is upstairs, actually. Because this will lead down to Core Lift 3, yeah. Okay. You know, this world, it felt so big when we first went here, but actually it's really not that big. It's actually pretty small in the grand scheme of things. But I like it. Let's go to Core Lift 2. Okay, that's simple enough. There's no, like, cones or... Okay, where's the friend? Okay, no exclamation mark over you. Are you him? Nope. Maybe we have to go up. Elevator. We need to go down to the lower levels anyway to get whatever Miranda wants. Okay, but yeah, the random awkward topic. Okay, so... Relatively recently, I've said this before, I've been watching, hold on. How's it going? You look like a doctor. Let's see, maybe I should give him the White Sage voice. What? Loan you my pharmacology texts? Oh, Stanley sent you. These are the books here, you can take them. Pharmacology texts? The contents of those books are already in my head, they're useless to me now. Tell him returning them won't be necessary. So I imagine that once we go downstairs, we're probably gonna have like some roadblocks or something. This seemed a bit way too easy to be like side mission. There's got to be like some roadblocks. There's gonna be like some crazy faction in here that wants to like steal the pharmacology text from us and everything. Yeah, if I didn't teach you the word for cold, I probably would have taught you the word for pharmacology in Japanese. But we won't. You know, usually we're not having any random bonus words for this recording session. Roadblocks? Oh come. Like, the thing is, I'm not complaining, like, I don't mind, like, simple missions, but it's kind of making me nervous, like, there's gotta be something here, there has to be a catch. This game is made to always have a catch. Hand over the item, yes, please? Yeah. Hi, sorry to put you through that, nothing more than a simple errand for you. That really was a simple errand, okay. Let's go inside of here, and, see if, like, we got any new story missions from then, or not story missions, but side missions. Nope, just, whatchamacallit, we need to go down to lower levels and get, what does she need? She needs, I forgot what it was called, but, she said we can get in the lower levels. I'll go upstairs and, like, save in the whatchamacallit and then talk to her again and see what we need. Anyway, whatever the case may be. I just love this part. Like every song in this game has like a really good like part to it that just makes it really stick out. Like this song like hold on. Like there's this one battle song that plays in that one of the boss songs that plays. I believe it's called Fire and Run. Or Fight and Fire, Shoot and Fire, something like that. It was obviously composed by Sakura Motoi since it was a battle song. And there's like this one part that plays, like, you know, like that one boss song that plays like whenever whenever the solo part goes on, like, oh, I just really love this song, this boss fight. It's my favorite one. Yeah, that's the song. Actually, I checked the comment section of the OST for that rather foolishly in retrospect, but there weren't any spoilers. Someone pointed out, I believe, the solo part, which I believe it started like the 1:37 mark or something like that. He was like, "Oh yeah, like, oh, do you see that? That's the reason why I consider this to be my favorite part of the favorite song of the game." Anyway, random talk. So I've mentioned before that there's a YouTuber that I like to watch called Voices from the Dark, a Norwegian fellow, pretty good. He does a lot of like there's like a lot of like visual novels and all sorts of other games as well. And now he's doing the visual novel Jisenju no Mao, or as he likes to say, Jisenju no Mao, because apparently the O sound in Norwegian is like an English U. So, why is it saying no? Oh, because like we need to advance to the next thingy. We need to talk to Miranda first. Anyway, there's like this thing, right, where for some reason like I kept calling it a game. Right? And like I still to this day I still consider it to be a game, but it's like it raises the question here. This is the awkward topic for the day. Well, actually, this is only part of the awkward topic for the day. What is a game? Right? Okay, so visual novels, for those of you who don't know, they are interactive. They're novels that are usually interactive, usually made by Japanese companies or Japanese writers. Before we get into that, let's talk to Miranda first and see what she has to say. What do I know about the vulcanized hide? Only what Alcott told me before. You can harvest on the lower levels, I think. I think you'd be better off asking Alcott himself. Yes, but which one is Alcott? I don't remember. Is Alcott the bartender, or is he someone else? I don't know. Let's go ahead and save first. But they're usually interactive, so like you get the chance of choosing you don't really like choose what the character says. Like it's not like that type of interactive. Like it's not like Fallout or anything where you just like someone says something, you get like 3 different text options to choose from and then they respond based off that. No, it's more like the character, like you don't really control the character very much, but sometimes you might get like options like, oh, should I stay or should I leave? A lot of visual novels fall into like the romance category, which is why there's some stuff. I think we got another hero thing, which is why a lot of people tend to confuse them with dating sims, even though they're not quite the same thing. Dating sims are usually just, you know, the sole purpose of them is dating, whereas like a visual novel. Hold on. Oh, the guild sent us a gift for growing up in Hunter rank. Flameproof suit and Multi 8 RS. Probably not going to really be using that, but you know, it's one of those things. What was I saying? But like, it's just like a story. It's like a novel with like pictures and everything. And that's bad. It's a visual novel. Usually very good. They're not all of them are like romance. Like I mentioned Katawa Shoulder. That's the anime. That's the visual novel that I keep mentioning that I recommend that you play. So, but I do have to give a forewarning though, because like I said, every time that I recommend it, I keep forgetting to mention this. Although you do have the ability to turn it off, the game does have, you know, the sexual content within it. So like if you're under 18 or anything of that sort, then you might want to be careful. I mean, you can turn it off, but you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, that's the thing though. A lot of visual novels do have a lot of like the sexual content in them, which is what that's the reason why I haven't played Jisenju no Mao myself, because it was like it was weird stuff. Although I've been watching Voice from the Dark's playthrough of it because, you know, just because, and it's been pretty really good. The story is pretty good. It's just that a lot of those visual novels tend to be, you know, polluted with that nonsense, which is just not. But anyway, moving on though. some are like that. Then there are some that are a bit more like then there's some like Higurashi no Nakakura, which are more like I keep feeling like I'm saying the intonation. I'm doing the intonation wrong for that, but it's more like it's more like a mystery, thriller, horror type thing, right? It really depends, but like Higurashi is one of those examples of a non-interactive one. Like you don't really like the only thing that you really get to do while doing it is like hit the space bar and like or like click with your mouse to like advance the text. But aside from that, you don't really interact with anything. Like you do get the option of like looking at like optional content, which sort of like builds up on the backstory or explains things that they didn't quite explain in the story properly. But aside from that, nothing really. But it's like, what is a game here? Because I remember there's this YouTuber by the name of Tarmac that I like to watch. He does this thing called feature creep, by the way. Normally I like to add cards to these episodes to like show you like the tracks that are playing like for the OST. But for this one, because there's a card limit with YouTube, right? You can only use 5 cards per video. I think I'm going to be linking like videos of YouTubers that I'm referencing instead of the OST like I normally do. Where's Olcott though? I feel like I should like Google this right now. In fact, I'm going to Google this right now. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. Turns out that Olcott is actually, that's if I remember him. He's the old man from the shop in Ebel City, so we're gonna have to go back. But there's this there's a YouTuber by the name of Tarmac who does this thing called feature creep, where he has like a random discussion video like every week on a certain topic. And one time he was talking about like games and everything, and the way that he defined games was like this. He said video games are an interactive medium in which we want to leave actually since we already went up the elevator. Video games are an interactive medium in which you have the ability to interact and influence things, and you have the ability to lose. So and because of this, he said that games like the Stanley Parable and things of that sort, they technically aren't like although games like the Stanley Parable, like Gone Home, Journey, although he likes those games, he did mention he mentioned Journey in the Stanley Parable. I don't think he mentioned Gone Home. Although he likes those games, he can't really consider them to be games. He considers them to be more of interactive stories. And it sort of just makes you wonder. It's like, what exactly is a video game? Because like we live in this age where deconstruction has become the norm. If you don't know what deconstruction is, basically what it is, it's like basically like everything has like genres of movies, video games, whatever. They have like a certain like set of stereotypes or tropes to them that we tend to associate with them. Or a deconstruction work, basically it challenges those things. Like it takes something, it takes a genre or something, it breaks it down and rebuilds it from the ground up, challenging those stereotypes or whatever you want to call them, and creating something new. Like in the anime side of things, you have Madoka Magica, for example, which is a deconstruction of the magical girl genre, because like magical girl anime, those are stereotypes of things like happy-go-lucky anime intended for young girls, like elementary school age girls, super happy girls going together fighting a bunch of bad guys with their super magical powers, girl power, that type of stuff. And super happy. Like, hold on, no, I need to talk to Olcott first. Let's see here. That's No, they say that he hangs out. Hold on. They said in Ebel City, old man. So maybe I had to. Maybe they said he said that he hangs out of the store during the daytime, or was it the nighttime? I have to look this up again. That's Bobby. That's Bobby. Do I have to make another cut because I have a stupid and I overlooked like a key detail or something? Yeah, I'm looking at this up right now, but I'm going to be talking while I'm doing it. I was talking about, yeah, like it's like magical girl, elderly man. During the day, he hangs out inside the shop of Ebel. During the day, okay. So, you know, like, it's happy-go-lucky girl power, but Madoka Magica isn't like that, though. It's a very dark series. You know, it's intended for a more mature audience. In fact, it's one of those anime that, despite it being a magical girl anime, I believe is popular for both men and women. I have seen it. It's a very good series. Very dark. It questions a lot of the, dare I say, a lot of, like, the tropes of it. Like, you know, like... It explores things that, like, a lot of, like, magical girl anime don't, like death, for example. You know, just despite the fact that you're a magical girl and you have powers, you know, in the Madoka magical world, you can and will die, and they've shown that several times. You know, the price that you have to pay for it. They deal with things like, you know, like things like loneliness, despite that you have your superpowers and everything, right? But, you know, that makes you more isolated because you can't really relate with anybody. You're busy fighting your life, risking your life every day, fighting those witches and everything, and it builds up the story, really complex characters and the backstories, and why each and every character made their wish and why they became a magical girl is very interesting. And actually, one thing that was interesting about it is, like, I forgot to rest, is that what was I gonna say? They're unlike most magical girl anime. Their outfits don't match at all. Like, they're sort of reflective of their personality and the wish that they made, rather than you know, just some whatever. But anyway, it's just one of those things. I'd recommend watching. It's only 12 episodes. It has a very and the thing is, the production, or the PR, if you will, the people who did all the advertisements and everything, they were very smart, actually, because they advertised it like it was going to be like a super like cute girly magic girl anime, right? Like, because like the art style really leads onto it. Like, the art style is like super moe, and like if for whatever reason I piqued your interest in watching it, and you decide to like watch it, and you decide to check it out yourself, you're probably gonna like look it up. You're gonna see like these like super like moe looking girls, and you know, like the promo art looks like super happy-go-lucky, and even the opening for it is super happy-go-lucky. How's it going, Alcott? You're seeking the vulcanized hide? Well, I don't know of it, but it won't be easy to get. They used to harvest it from junker behemoths, but they went extinct long ago. Some may still be alive in Estia on level 10, though. That said, I doubt they would be easy to find. Okay, so just one. So junker behemoths, Estia level 10. All right, I'm not quite sure if we're even going to be able to do that within the 20-minute time limit. Who knows? Because you know, I don't want this going on for too long. Despite it being the last episode, I did say that I was going to make it an hour cap. But you know. And, you know, like, if you look at the opening, like, everything looks super happy-go-lucky, right? But then when you actually watch it, you realize it's actually a lot darker than that. And that's, I think that's what made, like, the moe art style so, like, what's the word? So, like, powerful or impactful, because, like, you see it, like, it's such a contradiction. You see it, and you think, oh, you know, it's something that you associate with, like, really cute, like, girly type anime or whatnot, and then like all these bad, horrible things are happening. It's such a juxtaposition between the art style and what's going on. It's quite interesting. Moving on, though, yeah, that's what the whole deconstruction thing type is. So we're in this deconstruction era, like, and we're beginning to challenge a lot of the typical like quotes. What? I mean, I know what a quote is, but what I'm looking for is why am I forgetting the word all of a sudden? Like a TV trope. That's the word I'm looking for. All these different tropes and everything that are associated with things, you know, like recently, or relatively recently, there's been like the question about what is anime, right? Like, some people are of the belief that anime is something that can only be made, it's like, it's a form of animation made by Japanese, the studios and everything. Whereas, you know, everything that's made in the West is considered a cartoon. And then some people are like, no, an art style, or anime is not that, it's an art style. Therefore, and not everything made by Japanese studios can be considered an anime, not everything made by Americans can be considered a cartoon, or Westerners. So, you know, they'll point to things like Panty and Stocking, which is an anime that's, I have not watched it. It's designed to, it has a very Western style influence to it, and honestly, if you told me that it was just some like random show that aired on Adult Swim during 2010, 2011, I would have believed you. Because like that's it. I saw a review for it. I'm probably not going to watch it. It's not really my type of thing. It's kind of got that like Adult Swim type thing where it's like, you know, like intelligent but immature, stupid humor. Well, I mean, I like intelligent but stupid humor, but it's like the intelligent but like stupid humor type thing. I don't know. It might be interesting, but I haven't watched it. And then they say, "Oh, that's not anime." And then they point to things like, we need to go to Etsia on level 10. And then they point to things like Etsia's over there. And then they point to things like Avatar: The Last Airbender or its sequel series, The Legend of Korra, as things of like things that from Western-made studios that can be considered anime. And I saw a video on this that actually, I used to be of the belief that, anime is an art style, but actually I saw a video about this, and it's like, that's true. That's an interesting opinion, but it's probably not the best way to go about things, because like, first of all, you have to understand that, like the anime style that we have, really only came into fruition during like the late 70s, like around that time. It didn't really become commonplace, I imagine, until like the late 70s, early 80s. And even still, the style that we have, like it's evolved over each decade. Like 80s modern anime style is different from 90s modern anime style, and 90s is different from early 2000s, which is different from the 2010s. It is what it is. And so they point to things like that were made from the 60s and 70s that we still consider to be manga and anime, despite the fact that they don't have that traditional art style. And that's actually quite interesting. And I kind of have to agree with that. But anyway, going back to the whole game thing, it's like, I think that, it's an interactive medium that requires... Oh, I probably should have read what it said first. Let's leave. What does it say? Etsia, a formerly residential area for ruling class citizens. This place has degenerated into a slum fraught with danger. And it's sort of like that old thing, like they tend to focus on the whole game aspect of it, like a board game or something, right? Like, oh, board games, whatever you're playing, they have like a clear objective, you can win or lose, and they're interactive. But oh, there's an abandoned energy station, huh? Let's see how strong these enemies are first. Whoa! You're kidding! What the heck? A heat yeti? Level 70. Oh boy, and this is just a regular enemy too. I am scared, ladies and gentlemen. I do not think that we're going to be able to do this. I do not think we're going to be able to do this. We're going to try, but he can set us on fire. Well, I mean, honestly, being caught on fire is better than being frozen, I think. In my honest opinion. But, like, it's sort of like this old... I think a game is a bit different than that, but, it really depends on the person, right? Because I mentioned this before, actually, in my Tales of Vesperia series when we were in Cave Mock. I was talking about like Egoraptor's like a video on like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time versus A Link to the Past, and I mentioned how there are two schools of thoughts when it comes to video games, right? There's narratologists and there's ludologists. The narratologists are the people who they believe that like a story of the game is just as important, if not more important, than anything else in the game. It needs to have a good story, and it's not really fair to consider a game bad just because a game with a good story bad simply because it has the story or because the gameplay isn't like up to par. And then there are people who are called ludologists who believe a game should be registered by its gameplay, because after all, it is a game. It's a game. That's what separates it from everything else. So the gameplay is the most important part of it. I tend to follow a bit more into the ludologist side of things, or not ludologist, I tend to fit more into the narratologist side of things, because I enjoy a good story. But, good gameplay is good gameplay, a game is a game, but, it's quite interesting, though, because, I look at games like the Stanley Parable and, Gone Home, Journey, and despite the fact, Journey does actually have the ability for you to, I guess, technically lose sometimes for certain aspects, but, they aren't really, a lot of people say that they aren't really, enough to really consider it to be, oh, that was actually Some Call Me Johnny who talked about Journey, actually, not Tarmac. Now that I think about it, he did a review on Journey a while ago, because he was doing, an indie showcase. Not a while ago, it was actually relatively recently, about 5 months ago at this point. But it's like, despite the fact that you know, someone could consider them to be like interactive storybooks or whatnot, I still consider them to be games. I still consider, you know, visual novels, despite the fact that you don't really have like any gameplay or anything, I still consider those to be games too. I think, but like I said, it really depends on the person. And like I said, we're sort of like in this age where deconstruction has become the norm, right? Like when it comes to movies, when it comes to anime, when it comes to video games, like everyone's challenging these tropes that are often associated with certain, whatchamacallits, and you know, there's new thing, there's all sorts, everything's being, I'm not really making any sense right now, everything's being changed, everything's being challenged. You know, I probably should just run, and then hopefully I can break the shield and get a Basel back. Hey, come on, let me break the shield. Let me break the shield. If I don't break the shield, we're gonna go into condition critical. Come on, let me go into we are going to go into condition critical. We are going to go into condition critical. I took a bet and I lost. I took a gamble and I lost it. Oh well. Oh well. We're gonna die, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna die. Oh well. Now let's try to break the shield. Come on, let me break the shield, man. It's not that hard. Alrighty then. Stop. He's gonna go for the whatchamacallits, isn't he? Yeah. It might be better just to retry. Honestly. I still consider those to be games, because to me, it's not really about whether you win, whether you lose. It's more about, are you interacting with it in certain ways, in some way, shape, or form. And there are still games that there are still like games that don't quite fit into the category of like win or lose, clear objective, that people still consider to be a game. Let's use, why am I using Leanne for a hero action? That's not good. Like, Roller Coaster Tycoon, for example, right? Like, sure, you could argue, oh, there's like an objective, and technically you can lose if you don't do blah blah blah, but really, it's not really, like, it doesn't quite fit into that category, though, because, like, really, all you're really do... how do I put this? I'm not quite sure how to put this, but to me, I value the interactivity more than anything else. I don't care if it has like I don't care if it's like an interactive storybook, if there's like if there's like no clear win or lose objective, it's still a video game of some sorts to me. And it's like what do you guys consider to be a game? Do you guys consider, you know, games like do you guys consider games like, you know, Stanley Parable and whatchamacallit to be, you're going to hurt me? We're in condition critical. Yeah, we're almost at the end of the episode anyway. Let's just go ahead and retry, and then... Actually, we can just run away now that I think about it, because this is 100% an optional fight. This is just a random encounter. I forgot. Okay, let's flee from combat. What do you guys consider to be? Do you consider Stanley Parable and whatnot to be games? I do. I know, like, for, like, visual novels in particular, like, like, some people say, oh, it depends, really. Chunky Gangster... I don't like the layout of these places. They actually require you to think! How dare you make me think! Okay, let's go this way. What was it talking about again? I was talking about something that I randomly forgot. I value the interactivity. For visual novels, it seems to be like, the general opinion is, it really depends. Like, it depends on the type of visual novel. Like, Higurashi, for example, they won't really consider to be a game because there's no interactivity, there's no win or lose system, whatever. It's just a visual novel. Some made point to games like, or to visual novels like Kato wa Shoujo, maybe, as one that actually is a game, because you can interact with it. Like, you can, like, you actually can make choices in that game. You know, depending on your actions, you can actually get like a good or a bad ending. It changes the story and everything, and I guess it's because I like to have everything nice and lumped into one thing, like nice and lumped into one category. Because of that, I consider all visual novels to be games, even if they're really not games. It's just one of those things. But in general, I kind of think that the whole win and lose system is a bit, dare I say, outdated, and it doesn't quite. Oh, that's right. Because of the amount of whatchamacallits that we have, if Zephyr ends up losing all of his builds up to him a scratch damage, we're gonna end up losing all the bezels because we lose 4. We don't have that much time left in the episode anyway, so we might as well not even really worry about this. Oh well. Sorry, Miranda. We're not really going to be able to help you this time. I always help Miranda. She's like the one person who I take pride in always helping. Some people I'm sort of like hit or miss, but Miranda I always help, but not in this case. Maybe off screen or something if I find the time to do it. Let's go to the entrance. I don't know. I think it's, dare I say, outdated of a mentality. I think because games are so much more complex than that, right? So what if there's no win or lose system? If it's interactive in some way, shape, or form, it's not. I find the whole arbitrary distinction between the Stanley Parable and something like, say, this game, Resonance of Fate, to be kind of, like I said, I consider it to be a bit arbitrary. I think it's because people, like I said, people like to have things like nice and neat and organized and wrapped up, and you know, when something is different that challenges things, they sort of, instead of finding ways to incorporate or adapt older ideas or concepts, they just create new things altogether. What am I trying to say here? But I think that, like I said, I think that games are a lot more complex than that. I'm talking in circles. I'm up to my pop filter. I'm talking in circles at the moment. It's a lot more complex than that, though. There was something else that I wanted to say, but random encounter with a mass raider. I don't know what a mass raider is. Let's get a quick look. Oh, those guys. Okay, they're kind of like what do they remind me of? They remind me of something from some other game, but I can't quite remember. Anyway, whatever the case may be, let's just go ahead and leave. But yeah, but yeah, like all these things are being challenged. Just what is a game? What is an anime? What is whatever? I don't know. But let's see. Let's try to drive the point home here. There's like this one piece of the awkward topic that I had that was supposed to wrap everything up in a nice little bowl. I said bowl again, a bow, but I randomly forgot it, so now I'm just talking in circles, trying to randomly randomly trying to jog my memory a little bit until I remember that final piece. It was going back into the whole visual novel type thing, but basically, I guess I should say this though. I guess we can just like do some random encounters while we're passing the time a bit. Well, I define a game as this. It's an interactive medium of some way, shape, or form in which... but then again, there are games that don't really fit the category. Basically, what I should say is this. Games are too complex of a thing to be wrapped up into, like, in order to be effectively, like... Oh, that's right, I forgot that, since we left, we don't get a restart on whatchamacallit. Alright, let's retry. We don't like, since we left, we only have 3. This is like the beginning of the game, only having 3 bezels. Man, those were the days, weren't they, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. Anyway, because the whole games are a bit too complex to be wrapped up to have these arbitrary sets of rules, because there's always going to be a game that's going to break it. And I think instead of making it a big debate on whether or not, you know, games like the Stanley Parable are games, because it really depends on the person, rather than focusing on that and trying to create these rules which will always be broken, I think it's just better to it's easier just to consider it a game than not to, because it is what it is. Ow! That's kind of... Well, let's see, here's the thing. Wrecking Baller. Let's do this. Yeah, we should probably just leave and rest, huh? That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna leave and rest. We're clearly not ready for like real fights at the moment, huh? Bit too complex than that. I barely went on my whole like Age of Deconstruction thing, have I? But yeah, it's becoming a lot more common, especially because, like, I don't know, I guess there's like this whole thing where everything needs to be new and original and like everything, like everything, like there's become this like new this thing, right, where like everything needs to be new and fresh and original, and anything that isn't new, fresh, and original is considered bad. And I don't quite agree with that, because there are things that could be just could be a bunch of stupid cliches slapped together, but if it's done in a proper way, it can still be entertaining. Just because I'm of the belief that a story can never be told too many times. There are certain points, and there are certain morals that need to be driven over and over again, or that need to be asserted over and over again. Let's go ahead and rest. Let's listen to the rest music. Oh, I forgot, actually, since I started this episode 2 minutes late, I actually have a bit more time. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff and scrap some stuff. Are a bit more... I don't quite like, and because of that, there's been this. On one hand, it's a good thing, because you're starting to see a lot of new and fresh ideas, because people are starting to break down things and challenge a lot of tropes and creating new and interesting and exciting stories. But at the same time, I don't quite agree with the whole thing that everything needs to be new and fresh and original. Like that's like the complaint with a lot of anime, like a lot of modern anime, like a lot of modern anime, they're not original enough. They're not original. What does it matter? Okay, if it's not original enough, if it's good, it's good, and that's all that matters, really, in my humble opinion. So, basically, the moral of the story is, if you get anything out of this huge, rambly nonsense, it's this. Don't get too caught up in arbitrary rules and regulations, and at the same time, originality, because games are a lot more complex than that, and I think in reality, coming up with these standard generic rules are actually limiting what a game is, and it limits its complexity, and just saying, a game is a game, and it's a lot more than that. It can be a lot more interactive. They can be, I mean, like I said, I think it's a bit more of an archaic thing. I think it's kind of hard for us to really understand. We're sort of in this position we don't quite know what a game quite is, because games have only really existed when you compare it to other mediums like movies and I was about to say movies and video games, movies and books and whatnot. It's a relatively new medium that it wasn't, and for the longest time they were just generic blocks and shapes. They might have a backstory, some flavor text that you could get the manual of whatever, the box that you got it in. But aside from that, they weren't really that complex. But they've grown to be so much more than that, and I think that those ideas are a bit old-fashioned, and they should be changed a bit. Whether you agree with that or not is up to you. I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, you're wrong. It's because at the end of the day, words are just words, and I say this. In reality, we don't quite communicate in words. We communicate in ideas, and words are merely the tools that we use to communicate in those ideas. So, words are inherently meaningless. They have whatever meaning we give to them. So, I'm not going to say that my interpretation of a certain word is better than yours, but in reality, I kind of am a little bit, alright? Anyway, whatever the case may be, it's just one of those things. Saving data, please don't turn off your console. Save complete? Okay, let's go ahead and end things off. So, if you like this video or this series, we still have a whole minute, so let's think of a random small, 1 minute thing to say, just to waste the time for a bit. Caution truck, what does that say? Truck exit. Caution truck exit. Why do they have all these different signs? I've noticed, I've always questioned, why do they have all these random traffic signs here? This is Vashyron's sofa. Vashyron sleeps on the sofa. I forgot. What's up here? This leads to Zephyr's room, right? No, this leads upstairs. In which case, you can go to Zephyr's room from here, and then you can actually just jump down. Not likely, huh? Oh, come on. We should jump down. Anyway, whatever the case may be, now we're pretty much at the end of things. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So, if you like this video or this series of videos, please feel free to leave a like if you thought it was cool. Please feel free to subscribe and join Team Strawberry today. Also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. I'll be sure to leave that in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is MegaShadowFist signing out. Bye!